G'day, welcome back to the workshop. Today we are looking at Hornby's Class 800 series of trains. Now Mike, we have seen these before in the magazine, so what makes these ones in front of us different?
So the previous versions we've seen from Hornby have all been focused on the five-car formation for the Class 800 series trains. But now we've got the ability to actually model a full 9-car set, either for LNER or for Great Western Railway.
I must admit, the full 9 cars going around the layout, it looks spectacular and doesn't take long to do a lap either, does it?
No, it doesn't. No, well, they are called Azumas for a reason. So,
well, this is very, very true. So as far as the model is concerned, is there any difference from what we've seen before? Or is it literally just the fact that you've got an entire train length?
So it's a combination of the two. So there's some small revisions to roof details on the full 9-car set. But there's also now, being a full 9-car set, there are now more vehicle types and detail changes on them. Mm-hmm. So it's things like there's a couple of coaches within a 9-car set of either the 801/2, the LNER set, and the 802/1, which is the GWR 9-car set, which have got open frame bogies, so I should say inside frame bogies, which really do stand out when it's going around the layout. There's also an extra section where you've got some windows blanked out for the buffet components in there. And you've got all the correct lettering on all the coaches. You've got all the correct destinations on them as well. And a 9-car train looks fantastic, like I said. So
you mentioned the destinations, and actually, I did take a few shots of this. You can actually even see the destination board. It's King's Cross to Edinburgh on the LNER one, for example. The decoration, especially when you get up close, it's spectacular. They haven't missed anything. Even between the walkways, you've got so much detail there. You can look at it for such a long time and still miss something. It's incredible.
They've really upped the game, I think, in terms of decoration. We're seeing this across all models these days. Actually, the level of decoration that's going into them is getting better and better all the time. But like I say, actually, all those details in the destination blinds on the side of the coach, not on the end of the coach, are fully legible as well. You can actually see what they say at the destination you're train.
So what's actually powering these things, and as far as DCC goes, how does it work? Because I noticed that the chips in these ones are fitted underneath. You don't need to take the body off.
That's right, yeah. So they're powered by a 5-pole motor, which has got twin flywheels. That sits in one of the driving cars. There's plenty of weight in there as well. Mm-hmm. And we did have a small problem with these sets, that there is quite a lot of rolling resistance on these coaches because they've got inside bearings for the bogies. But we overcame that by adding a bit of oil to the back of each axle. And then we had real smooth running capabilities. It picked up even on little gradients and things that would pick up the full length of the train. And then in terms of the decoder fitting, the original versions had 8-pin decoder sockets. They were in the same place, they're in the underframes, but these have now been upgraded to 21-pin decoder sockets. And all you have to do to fit one of those is you turn the coach upside down. There's 3 screws in the underframe. Pop those out, change your decoder socket out for a 21-pin decoder, put the underframe casing back on, fit the screws again, and you're ready to go on DCC.
It really is that simple, isn't it?
Yeah. And also now wired as well, so actually the wiring is correct at each end, so that you get white lights in forward direction and red lights at the rear, and then you get white lights in the reverse direction at that end of the train and red lights at this end.
It's fantastic. It really is. As I said before, plug and play.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing I want to quickly touch upon is there's a lot of people who they hear 9-car trains or even longer and they think, couplings are going to break apart because we're so used to magnetic couplings and so forth. But I've noticed that these ones are very strong.
Oh yeah, they are. This is the same type of coupling that was on the 5-car sets. So it's almost like a sideways NEM fishtail. And they clip in quite comfortably and firmly into the socket on the previous coach. It also means you can't get the coaches the wrong way around either. So the actual formation of these is easy to actually assemble correctly. Mm-hmm. So you can't couple the coaches the wrong way around physically. And they've all got letters on them for where they fit in the train formation. So you follow the letters along the train, you join them together, and then you have your coach formation together. Now, the only thing with that is that not all coach letters exist. So the LNER set, for example, you've got coaches A, B, C, and then it goes and misses a few and gets to G. And then runs all the way up to M. But that's how the LNER sets are forward.
Now, you mentioned before that these have been available as 5-car sets. So I'm sure there are people out there saying, well, I've got a 5-car set. I don't want to buy a 9-car set. Can they buy the carriages individually to make their own 9-car set?
So these trains come in 2 packs. You buy a 5-car train pack for your 2 driving cars and 3 trailer cars, make a 5-car formation. And then there's an additional 4-car add-on pack, a coach pack, which takes you up to the full 9 cars. So you can buy those 2 components separately, and even though the numbering won't technically be correct on the previous existing 5-car sets, you could put the 4 cars into the 5-car set to create your own 9-car.
I love it. There's always a workaround.
There is a
railways, isn't there?
Yeah, well, you can always change the numbers on them as well. So
absolutely, yeah. So, as far as availability and price is concerned, when can people buy them and how much for?
All right, so they're in stock now with the Hornby Retail Network in both LNER and GWR liveries. And they, like I said, they're split between the train packs and the coach packs. The train packs, which have the motor in them and all the DCC components, they're £502.49 for the 5-car train pack. And it's £264.99 for the 4-car add-on pack. Which does bring me to an interesting question.
Right.
And it was a comment in a conversation I had the other day about these 9-car trains, and how would people feel about these? Do they think that actually the 4-car add-on pack, should it be the 4 cars in one box, which makes you the perfect 9-car train? Or should the coaches be available individually so you could choose to suit your layout whether you want to have a 6, 7 or 8 or 9 coach train depending on how you lay out? So it's just an interesting point of debate for this. So if you've got any thoughts on that, it would be interesting to know what your thoughts are in the comments below on this video.
Absolutely. Drop a comment there. And whilst we have no power over it, it was definitely interesting to hear your thoughts on that as well. You can read a full review of these 9-car sets written by Mike over here in HM208, our October 2024 edition of Hornby magazine, and of course you can see much more on keymodelworld.com. But in the meantime though, thank you for watching and we'll see you next time.